Hello, my name is DeAndre Jones. This is my week 3 assignment for FTH 212 Striker 5 Pistols. Today's date is April the 12th, 2026. So, for this week's assignment, or part 1 of this week's assignment, I will be reviewing my answers from week 1's assignment, where we diagnosed malfunctions and 3 different Striker 5 pistols. So some of the things I noticed, especially after going back, reviewing the assignment and reviewing lecture materials and then doing more thorough research, I think one of the things wouldn't really change so much about my answers, but I definitely would do more research and more due diligence on my end, especially before if I were to get into the repair and taking on customers' items. I definitely want to do better due diligence, just to being more knowledgeable about different individual firearms. Because while Striker 5 pistols as a platform are similar, they do vary. Even in the how the 6 hour some of the 6 hour models use the FCU unit, and some other brands I've picked up on that, such as the RXM and others. And some utilize grip safety, such as the XDM, the Smith & Wesson has some, and so forth. So there are very little variances throughout the Striker 5 platforms, which on the outside may look like minute details, but it can greatly alter the interior design. And just being knowledgeable about that, I think, is probably going to be more, definitely, I want to be more aware on. I think that the assignment and as well as the text for these lecture materials does a great job explaining that, yes, understanding cycle of operations and how they play a role in this is the key component. Because once you understand the cycle of operations, how each sub-assembly plays its part in those operations, it makes it a little easier to diagnose the different function of the parts afterwards. Which is sort of why I did have a little struggle with week 2 assignment, where we were assembling the firearm. But once I was able to address and find the actual sub assemblies, it was actually quite quicker to put the firearm back together. And while I did have difficulties in the actual function and whatnot, which I'm still working on fixing, like I said, I didn't find those sub assemblies made the assembling part a lot more easier. Now, I did run the fitment issues with the site. I didn't use the backup ones. I really wasn't too worried about the cosmetics of the firearm, just because I already couldn't get it to function. So I just went ahead and proceeded to hammer it in. Of course, it could have easily been prevented taping off the sides with some painter's tape, and then using the punch and hammering it down there, or getting a sight that could have fit in a little better. I'm probably sure that's why we probably got 2 different sets of sights. But I don't know, I want to say for a different Glock. Have a couple of different pairs of Glocks, so I figured it might come in better use from a different one. Right now, this is got for class. We're using it as a project piece, so I guess it will stay that way as of right now. Other than that, there wasn't too many other immediate issues. Of course, like I said, could have fit better. I didn't put Loctite on the front part yet because I wanted to wait till everything did test fire and function properly before I glued and gave it the last final lubrications and oils and part. As we can see, there's a little bit of play in it and whatnot. But I say that will be tightened down and fixed up once everything is confirmed fire properly and all of that. But it's unfortunately you can't do a test fire as of right now. But other than that, that is the end of this week's assignment. And we'll see y'all next week.